Hi friends, this is Yams, from the YouTube channel, and this is stream of consciousness completely. It's not any thought or message necessarily behind it, but I guess I'm posting it to the YouTube channel because it's kind of hard in this world, man. And speaking of the void, this not cesspool, I think it's still undefined what the whole product is going to be at the end of the day. But whoever it is that ends up watching this, whether you're 4 years old, 7 years old, 40 years old, or 70 years old. Ah, I'm a person that exists out here. It is, what day is it? Friday, June 5th, 4:48 p.m. And man, I really miss human connection. I really miss the world feeling like you didn't have to jump through hoops to feel seen. Um, and my hearts and condolences go out to a lot of creators on these platforms that have been made to make you into an idol, where people don't necessarily understand the consequences in the social sphere afterwards. And recently there was not controversy, but I guess there's a beef between two guys named Gideon and LTG. And my heart goes out to LTG, man. Uh, he's been on the internet basically since I started looking at the FGC. And he was confident enough to make himself a villain into a name brand that people wanted to see that he could be excited about being. And nobody's perfect in their life and such as situations and circumstances, but he takes matters into his own hands and keeps entertaining a crowd of people that just want to see him fall, and he doesn't. And he gets up every day against microaggressions, people peeking into his life, playing jokes on him, and it's commendable. That guy's a human being. Why are we kicking the little guy down? It's nothing against Gideon, who has a platform that I believe is used for good, but it's like, damn, we're people, man. Um, I'm just a guy that likes making lighthearted content, and it's because the world's really serious, and there are too many stories of people that tried to make themselves into something that people believe in that end up tragically because mentally you don't have a support system that remembers who you were before that fame happened. There's a song by Macklemore called "Need to Know," and I listened to the song when I was like a kid, and some of the lyrics stuck out to me. Where he's like, "I wish I could take it back, go back to the day before I became famous overnight." And you think about how fame changes people around you. Think about how, like, once you have the ability to make peace in people's lives, everybody decides that it's time to rally in their arms, and I don't know. Everything happens for a reason. This video didn't happen for a reason. I decided to make it. Uh, and if you clicked on this video, you decided to watch it. If you have a phone, you decided to buy it. I just hate the status of the world right now where it just feels like you're being pulled on this rope, this track where the next big thing is about to happen to you and only you because of the fact that people don't know what to believe in anymore. I came out of a really dark spot, and it's not worth talking about. It's not worth thinking about. It's not worth putting that trauma on people that care about me and want me to see me do better because of the fact that I am better and I'm choosing to be. And as far as I know, if I commit to doing this YouTube content thing, there won't be any need for controversy because of the fact that once you have peace, it's hard to have it taken away from you. But there are so many small content creators who are so different in what they have to offer that never get given a shot because they don't follow the norm. And the funny thing about LTG is that the microaggressions, the constant social perception and scrutiny that he's under, there's a month that we are in right now where a lot of those marginalized individuals face the same thing every single day. If you didn't notice, I'm brown and I'm Mexican. Tell by the light features in the face and this mustache right here, probably. But we're people, man. I got the symbol right here. Some of y'all probably know what that means. And for the people that don't, educate yourself. Go to college. There's a lot of buzzwords going on in today's world that make you seem smart, but when you're telling jokes at the expense of other people and laughing at them, it weighs heavy on somebody's brain. I left my old job because somebody told a really bad joke. And the fallout was so catastrophic that I didn't think I'd be able to recover. However, we did. And we're going to keep pushing. And I'm not going to hate anybody from that situation because everybody's adults and has their own prerogative. I'm just going to do me. But that's not going to stop me from trying to connect with people who want to be human as well. So I'm looking for jobs. I'm doing this content creation. In the meanwhile, because there's a lot of games that I started that I didn't get to finish in my childhood that I just want to revisit and experience for the first time again to get that joy. And it's cool that we have video games as an escape. But in today's world, it is a learned skill, unfortunately, which is why so many people exist that do Let's Plays. And reflect on my childhood, I had more billion people to thank for kind of getting me through some of my days and showing me a brighter side when there was nothing really to like think about. You got like Dashy and his crew Run JD Run. You got Paul, David, Ronnie. JD, he's the grandson of the late Mr. Witherspoon, who played Grandpa in the Boondocks. Um, yeah, people like Markiplier, Big Dog, really Big Dog. Uh, he's genuine though. He cared about each and every one of his fans whenever he would upload, and to this day, as far as I know, he's still real as hell. Um, Pokeyam got his channel hacked today, and that's really shitty. I think by whoever did that because you're messing with a man's life. If you understood the grind and effort it took to consistently upload every day against every current wind of change, you probably wouldn't mess with his things. And by extension, Blunder and that whole gang. Um, RIP Key. People don't talk about it enough, but even I was shocked when somebody was joking about it in the comments, not paying respect to a guy that provided entertainment for you because American people think that these guys aren't real, that they're just clowns on a screen for your entertainment. They're people, bro. I had a Marvel Rivals game the other day where the game started off fine, but towards the back half of it, I might even just take this video and then throw the clip up afterwards just to kind of show the social commentary of what I see things as. And it's not to be scary, it's just that we need empathy, bro. As a collective, we need more empathy. It's crazy. But the short of it is that this guy, he didn't want to let his team down, so he said, "Hey, I'm going to play up until the last push because I think my grandma needs to go to the hospital." And he ended up staying a little bit over that. But once he left, somebody on the team started complaining and was like, "Well, damn, well, now we're gonna lose. Oh my god, we're gonna lose." And I was like, "Bro, like he had family issues going on." He's like, "Oh, real?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want the Elo over his grandma." What? Shit doesn't make sense, bro. Shit doesn't make sense. And when I was a kid, I was very, very addicted to video games. Um, Spend hours just messing with these images on a screen. I would, all day, every day, just because I had nothing else to do with my time. And seeing the brighter side of everything, I learned the positives, of course. Uh, you morality, being a leader, being responsible, taking the consequences of your own actions. But you don't have to learn that. Not today. You can just pick and choose what lessons you want. But there's so much literature and media and options and propaganda for you to consume. It's to wonder anybody ever finds out who they are. Especially as like people who grow up in broken households. So a lot of people just cling to the next symbol of strength that they can find until it fades away and then they find the next one. And for the YouTubers that have to, not have to, but want to keep uploading because they constantly get comments in their videos like, "Oh, you're the reason that you saved my life," or "You're the reason I'm here today," or "You're the only thing that I have going well for me in my life." That's a lot to put on a human, bro. We got to be better at managing our personal lives so that way we don't affect other people. And I keep preaching this message, but I preached it for two people, and I want to include a third one just to kind of prove a point. But Mac Miller passed, and I didn't listen to his music. I'm not gonna fake like I know of his music, but from what I can understand, as somebody who turned himself away from music, is that when he made the best music that people like to hear, it was what they could relate to. So when he talked about the depressive spirals and being stuck and drugs and all that other stuff, so it was very, very real. However, it was depressing to listen to. And I know in his brain he had this idea to heal the world, but once you put that out, it's a reminder of you, you know? And he got so jaded by it, I think, trying to change that perception and be a little bit more out there to the point where he couldn't stop running from it. And boom, says there's no more point anymore. I'll include a fourth example actually, because it's very relevant. But now he's upset that he's making other people depressed. He's upset that he's making a depressive environment, and because of the fact that he said yes to the first push, that's his whole world now. Etika, it's another guy that I grew up watching that I was really sad to see pass, because there's nobody that could reach him or reason with him anymore. Because his rise was crazy. He had too much go right for him too quickly. He started off as nothing, and I don't know the regard, I don't know the circumstances of his family life, and I'm not going to pretend to. I know he loved his mother very much, but he just wanted to make people happier, but he kept talking about a game. And fans would just start digging up pieces of his life to kind of like, I don't know, help him out. Maybe he was always planning to go out that day and he thought somebody was going to save him. Just to break that illusion that everything was always going to go right for him. That's how some people cope. Tunad, who really looked up to Etika too, he got the same meteoric rise that Etika had at the start. And some reason or another, he ended up on drugs. And people joke all the time about finding him 8 hours time on his Discord, but y'all should feel bad for even joking about that. Because imagine the horror of walking into somebody's room. I cried when I played Doki Doki Literature Club, the Sayori, and I had an IRL guy. Like, I'm not gonna say IRL guy, but an actual friend of mine, um, who I worked my last job with, who got sick to the point where he couldn't even hardly walk and stuff. But I told him to take it easy, and I kept setting up for him to the point where apparently, if he had waited another day before going to the urgent care, he would have just died in his sleep. And me and him drove a lot of long distance. I can't imagine opening up the door to that hotel room, trying to pressure him to get going, and dealing with the fact that there's a dead body. Some of y'all don't know what life is because you're hiding behind the screen. And I'm not going to pretend I'm somebody because I really want to be a nobody. But I had to check myself into a crisis unit just because people thought I was mentally unwell, not understanding the stress that you put people under just by forcing them to keep going through stuff. And while I was in there, I thought of a guy named Ned Vizzini, who wrote a book called It's Kind of a Funny Story, where he ended up going into a crisis unit, meeting and integrating with people that were kind of lost because he would walk by a bridge and think about jumping off every day. This video is going to get taken down because I brought it up. But it's a conversation that needs to be had before on this platform where you're providing people the ability to become famous without protection from the consequences. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's not the platform's responsibility to monitor your mental health. It's your friends, it's your family. And therapy is good because it gives you a completely neutral perspective to your life. And a therapist's job is not to fix your problems. A therapist's job is to give you the mental ammunition to defend against the spirals and cycles once you start going through them. So when people ask, how did that make you feel? Or how did you respond? It is not them reminding you and causing you to relive and think over and over again. It is a pause they are giving you so that way you can evaluate and reflect before reacting. Therapists teach you how to respond. Passive versus active action, or inaction, in whatever case you think of. So with Ned Vizzini, checking into a crisis unit looks like this. You walk in, they take basically everything from you. And you basically, I worked as a preschool teacher's assistant. So the commonality I can describe is that they're teaching you how to structure yourself on a schedule all over again. Because some people come from so many lost places that you don't know. But the difference between preschool and a crisis unit is that in preschool, at least, you still have that light of joy in the world around you, and you're with other kids that want to learn. But once it's a bunch of adults, how do you get them to talk to each other? How do you warm up and get them to connect and understand that people do care about them? I did my best when I was there, not because I wanted any reward for it, because I'm not the type that's gonna go around with the camera trying to get fame by doing good stuff in the world. It's not worth it. If you want to do good, you can do good, but doing it for money is just whack. It defeats the purpose, at least to me. At least to me. I'm not gonna take that away from anybody else because I think a little differently. But Ned Vizzini, he did this thought exercise at the end of his stint while he stayed in that unit. And not the unit that I was in, but I talked to the guy that was in charge of that unit. He said he had spoken to him and his family before they passed, which is really, really cool to me. But he just started writing down stuff that he thought he was going to do once he got out. And I gave the book away. I read the book and I gave it to a girl named, I'll keep her name out of it because it's not worth talking about real people because then you look at them like a novelty. You're like, oh, well, here's the next part of the story. I'm going to go look at this. No, it's not your life. Not everything that you do has to lead to something else. You can just be good not knowing. That's not enough for some people. But I gave my copy of a book away and then I bought another one years later. And there was a foreword written in it where I guess he had ended up taking his life after having his family. And I think two kids. And that to me was pretty heartbreaking. Because a guy like that in a place mentally as dark as his, man, it takes a lot to talk about it. It takes a lot more to live it. It takes a hell of a lot more to live through it. But I guess for him, it was something else. And I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know him. I only read his story. So it's not for me to pass any judgment or bring any attention to the people that I have mentioned, but it's just remember that people are people on the internet. I don't care if this gets shared, or if it gets taken down, or if it gets rotated, flipped, but I know that at the end of the day, whoever is going to listen is going to listen. Whoever doesn't want to is going to ignore it because it's 23 minutes long as of right now in this video. I'm just tired of seeing depressing shit. I'm tired of seeing a bunch of stuff on my timeline and feed that make me feel bad about the world that the next generation can grow up in. I just want to be a decent human being. And I feel like I've tried my best for the most part with what I could and the tools that I've been given, but it's not enough to make a change unless you're able to speak on it. And I hope that me speaking on this might make a couple of other people brave enough to speak on what they've got going on too, so that way the people that aren't strong enough to speak on it can empathize. They can take the lesson. They can remember what was said instead of having to speak up for themselves. Because it's really rare to get somebody who gets it when you're used to doing things yourself. I'm just a guy, but I'm a guy who likes to see change. So I hope this sparks a little bit of it, and at very minimum, spreads awareness. Thank y'all for listening.
Yes, sir.
You check my rank? Oh, no.
Like I said, I'm trying to end this, bro. I have to take my dad to the hospital. He kind of caught me off guard. I don't want to leave y'all. You feel me?
Yeah, of course, bro.
But if worse comes to
I mean,
worse,
but life is
guys,
first, bro. Life
if
is
they
first.
make this
Like,
first
I understand you gotta leave.
if
I know a lot
they
of
make
people
this first, I'm sorry to put the pressure on y'all, but I have to leave.
By the eye of Agamotto!
That's not gonna kill me. He can't do shit.
Yeah, I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm grabbing the popcorn, bro. We beat him. Come back with. I don't know how this character works. She's got a lot of buttons, so I'll just.
I'm coming, Bob.
The current score is 3-2-3.
Bro, why did he leave?
He had his grandma, bro. He had to take him to the hospital. That's real shit.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
See them? Right there.
Bro, I'm not gonna.
They hit a checkpoint.
I kind of want the Elo over her life.
Yo.
Especially, you have to. Why you gotta die during my comp game?
He said that's a sacrifice.
Like, I just got in.
Never miss!
It's not even my real rank, so I'm trying to get back to my rank. I gotta play an extra match.
Stop the violence.
Yo, everybody goes to support. And we,
Oh yeah. Support and honor of Granny, bro.
Those
Support
who
and honor of
oppose me
Granny.
shall be left
Everybody
to
go
drown.
support. Walk out
Agent
together in
of
solidarity. We're gonna stare off into the sunset for 3 whole minutes, bro. Peace and love, peace and love.
I tried to
They
stay
kill us. I
calm.
want them to feel
The
bad,
battle
bro.
starts in
I
five,
want them to feel really bad.
3,
here no more, bro.
2,
Yeah, bro. Come on.
1.
We're just gonna have to spend 3 minutes over here.
Help get
For
that
Granny,
vehicle
bro.
to its destination.
Walk out for Granny.
Yeah, we walk
get
out for
hit
Granny,
by-
bro. No damage. We just peacefully pushing cart, bro. Peacefully pushing cart.
Got me good.
Monsters, bro. They're absolute monsters. Just keep walking out, let them get kills, bro. That's all they care about.
Someone needs a snowball.
Their
in the face.
mentals are going to boom.
Get that vehicle moving again. I was on the brink.
Look at Hawkeye, bro.
Don't stop now!
We push this point with peace.
World Tree, here we come.
I'll be the lonely ranger. Stop the hate. Stop the hate. Stop the hate.
See them?
All they care about is kills.
Get in there.
Feel the pull. I've still
I
got
refuse
songs
to play these
sing.
games.
Under my spell. I'm hurt. Thanks so much.
Heartless. All of them.
Got me good.
I care nothing, but I would thwart Loki. You're halfway there. Keep going. Someone needs a snowball in the face.
Actually.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
That's insane, bro.
I like the cold. I was worried. What am I? Final 10 seconds.
Because there's more to life than just games.
Let's keep fighting until we have a winner.
Woo! I never miss.
We need to get the band together.
You're too loud.
Double KO. Final score 3-6.
Y'all hug your grandmas.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
What's the takeaway from this, bro? What's the takeaway from this game? GG though.